I think that I grew up in, I came of age, rather, during the age of identity politics, we could call it, right? It was the trinity of race, class, and gender, and you had to know your position, you had to speak from your position, you had to be sensitive to other people's positions. It was kind of like a trinity, and that said a lot about who you were and what opportunities were available to you and what opportunities were foreclosed to you. So identity categories are very important to me, and I've always tried to be very out about that. When people say to be out about an identity, they automatically assume, or I think a lot of people assume, it has to do with a gay or lesbian identity. And I'm a lesbian, and I'm always out in the classroom about that. But I'm also out about being a first generation college student and the fact that I grew up working poor and that my parents did not finish high school, that I'm the first person to finish high school, the only person in my family to go to college. Now I have nieces and nephews who are breaking that, that barrier, and I think that that's incredibly important. At the same time, I'm very conscious of my privilege, of my white skin privilege, of the fact that I have been able to navigate certain situations, and certain people are not able to navigate that in the same way. Certain people can pass, they can mask their identity. It can be a strategic passing to get you where you need to be, and then some people don't have that luxury. And so at the same time that I'm aware of certain discriminatory practices or situations that I've faced, I'm also aware of my privilege. And when it's appropriate to a conversation, I will bring that up, right? We just studied a play from the 1860s called The Octoroon, or Life on a Louisiana Plantation. And I'm from Louisiana, and I grew up in a very segregated, racist society that also had very strict gender norms. And so that is a situation where I think it's organic for me to bring that to bear. And the town I grew up in is a former plantation as well. So that's an instance when I think it's absolutely appropriate and makes sense, and in some way would be dishonest for me not to bring those identities to bear. At the same time, I don't think that I think we make a lot of assumptions sometimes about students, like, oh, if they're female, they're going to be feminist, or they will have had this experience, or if they're a student of color, they will have this experience. Our students have incredibly diverse lives, and we shouldn't make any assumptions about them. We shouldn't make an assumption that, a student of color is going to claim the Black Arts Movement for their oral presentation week, or that a woman in the class is going to want to work on the suffrage play, or that an Asian American is going to work on drama in internment camps in World War II United States. So I think that we should create opportunities for our students to explore their identities, but also explore other identities. Because if we can't do that in the classroom and we can't do that in the theater, I'm not sure where we're going to do it.